Hey guys, welcome to another Was It Woke video. So today I'm going to be covering the third and final of the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials titled The Giggle. The first two episodes have had considerable amounts of wokeness, so I was curious going into this one to see if it was going to continue the same pattern or if it would be pleasantly surprised or if it would go overboard. Let's find out. So starting off is racial diversity. So with this category, it's pretty much just kind of par for the course here. There's nothing really out of the ordinary other than the usual diversity quotas that you see with any modern day Doctor Who or Disney products for that matter. So this one just kind of continues that theme of just seeing the usual amounts of diversity everywhere, but nothing really shoehorned or nothing too obvious. So I'm just going to give a 4 out of 10 for racial diversity. Second criteria is LGBTQ representation. So this one here, you've got a fair amount of representation, not only with the actors, but also the characters. So starting off with the actors, you've got Neil Patrick Harris playing the Toymaker, who is gay in real life. You have the new Doctor played by Ncuti Gatwa, who is gay as well. Then on the character side, you have the David Tennant's Doctor, who this 14th iteration is now supposedly gay. And then on top of that, it seems like Ncuti Gatwa's one is kind of acting sort of gay here, so there's a lot of gayness going around. The only thing that I will mention is that seemingly Tennant's gayness in this episode is not really mentioned again. Like, they don't mention the fact that he's homosexual. He only mentions it once himself in the previous episode, but it's not really mentioned again here at all. It's kind of hinted at as some of the interactions between him and Ncuti Gatwa, some of the chemistry that they're trying to construct between them, but nothing really happens. And so I'm just going to give a straight up 6 out of 10 for LGBTQ representation. Number 3 is toxic masculinity / feminist messaging. So regarding the men, there's nothing really in this episode that's explicitly like kind of toxic masculine or like male hating or anything like that. They do present the Doctor in a more positive light this time around, particularly compared to the first special with the Star Beast. Definitely here it's more just the regular Doctor doing his thing. I will mention though that on the feminist side, that I felt like they surrounded him with 3 or 4 powerful, strong, independent women the whole time. And this is a common trait of many properties these days, where they'll take a beloved male character and they'll surround him with a bunch of females just to kind of soften his edges, you know. And that's no exception here, I would say. And so I'm going to give a 5 out of 10 for toxic masculinity / feminist messaging. Number 4 is traditions bad, progressivism good. So mentioned in the last episode that this one was more respectful to the traditions, namely with Wilf's character being brought in for a cameo and like being honorable to him. This time around, they don't really show him at all. They show him being ushered away into a helicopter, but he's not anywhere else to be seen, doesn't appear in the episode whatsoever. And so that side of the things that I felt that they did a bit of effort to build up in the previous one, that's kind of gone here now, which was sad to see. But on the greater scheme of things, you know, thinking of the tradition of Doctor Who and what is Doctor Who, you know, by the end of this episode with the bi-generation, all this stuff, they have drastically changed the lore of the Doctor Who universe by having this episode and the ramifications of it, basically having 2 Doctors now. It's unheard of. They've changed it, which demonstrates a lack of tradition. You know, you could say that shows change and they have to adapt and this and that, but they are openly breaking rules here that for me do not seem to be for reasons that are in universe. They seem to be more outside of the universe, where they want to basically hedge their bets on this new Doctor in case that he fails. They want to have David Tennant's Doctor to fall back on, and this is why you get something like a bi-generation, in my opinion. And so for that, I'm going to give a 6 out of 10 for traditions bad, progressivism good. The 5th and final criteria is anti-capitalism / pro-socialism. So there's no mention here of either of those specifically, but one thing I will mention that it doesn't really fall within this category, but I had to mention it somewhere, so I thought I'd put it in this one. I didn't have much else to talk about, is that there is an allegory in this episode to the whole anti-vax movement that came with COVID. They mentioned the thing, the ZDX, which was a type of thing that they need to cure people of what they were going through with this whole rage thing that they were experiencing because of the Toymaker. That was basically going to cure the world, but the way that they present in this episode, where they have like a person on TV, like an Alex Jones type figure, talking about it and, you know, saying that it's all a conspiracy and this and that, trying to use this sort of technology to cure people. The whole thing is very allegorical to me to COVID. It was very on the nose, and I didn't like that. It shows a clear view of what they view of people and how certain groups or the populations reacted to the whole COVID thing. It was too on the nose to me. It was clearly like they were taking a side, trying to paint the anti-vax crowd as being crazy, when we know that's not supposedly the case. And so yeah, like that was my one gripe that I have to mention here. And so for that, I'm going to give a 4 out of 10 for anti-capitalism / pro-socialism. And so we total that 5 criteria and we get 25. Take that 25 and we divide it by the 5 criteria, and that equals 5, which lands just within the pretty woke category. This outcome to me seems fair and fitting, particularly compared to the first 2 episodes, where the first one was very woke and the second one was just kind of a little woke. And I felt like this one, just when I watched it, my first impression of it was it kind of did feel like it fit right between the 2 of them as far as wokeness went. And so yeah, I'm not shocked to see that regarding my criteria, at least, that it comes out right between them at pretty woke. So yeah, that's my thoughts. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. It's sad to see that Doctor Who has stooped to this really low level of wokeness. It's sad to see, but not a surprise in this day and age. But yeah, we'll see what comes from here. And yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.